Hey guys, Jordan here, and today I'm going to interview one of my mentorship students who's about to sign up his 6th ever client through Freelance websites. Now we're going to be jumping on the Mac for this interview, and I'm going to get him on to share his story and his client acquisition strategy. Now this is a great strategy for signing up international clients from the comfort of your own home. Now before we get into this and the interview and the strategy, I've got a massive announcement to make about the Social Media Marketing School, which is my online training program. Now to cut a long story short, I'm going to be increasing the price very, very soon. Now this is not scaremongering, I'm genuinely increasing the price by the 1st of February at the very, very latest. Now I'm doing this for a couple of reasons. I'm going to be increasing it from $647 to $997. In pounds, it's like £497 to £720 English pounds. And I'm doing this for two main reasons. Number one, it has been grossly underpriced for way, way too long. I mean, you've got to think about this. You only need one social media marketing client to get a return on investment on the course. I'm basically giving it away. We've got multiple six-figure students. We have students signing up clients for thousands of pounds every single week, and it's just been way, way underpriced for way, way too long. I've meant to do this a long time ago, just haven't got round to it. And number two is we have a ton of extra content being added to the course, extra modules, extra training, extra lessons, loads and loads of extra content, which is really, really exciting, which is all going to be added over the next couple of months. So February, March time at the latest, but we're definitely going to get loads of content in there for February. Now, for those of you guys who are already in the course, you're going to get all of that for free. Cannot wait to get that content out there. I wanted to let you guys know you're not going to be warned again. If the price increases and you message me saying, hey, like I just missed it, like I'm really sorry, it's tough luck, it's been underpriced, and yeah, it's going to be increased very, very soon. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Let's get into the interview more like. So I recorded this earlier on today, so with a guy called Gino, and yeah, let's get into it. Okay guys, so I'm joined here by Gino. Here we go. So the way Gino actually met me, for those of you guys who watch my channel will know that I actually do giveaways every now and then to celebrate large numbers of subscribers. So like 15,000, 20,000, I did one recently. And for those of you who enter them thinking, Jordan never actually gives away stuff, I genuinely do, and Gino is living proof of that. So Gino entered one of my giveaways. He commented down below one of my videos. I'll try and jump up his comment if I can find it. And he did that not too long ago. And I reached out and he won a killer transformation package. So I think we went through like 4 strategy calls looking at his current situation, where he wanted to take his business, and I taught him a ton of stuff, if I may say so myself. We did cover quite a lot. But before we get into that, because I want to cover what Gino does and why that's valuable for you guys, because he's managed to do quite a lot since then. So yeah, Gino, do you want to introduce yourself and kind of let everyone know kind of where you were and how you stumbled across my video in the first place?
Yeah, sure. So, hi guys. Essentially, I'm Gino, and it started off with me basically, you know, wanting to find a way how to make a bit of money online. I sort of did previous businesses like fitness websites, apps, things like that. Never worked out. And then I kind of just stumbled across like a freelance site, like called Upwork, and I just started offering a few services, not really doing too well. And then I literally found one way how to get actually some lower ticket clients, shall we say. So like management clients, and I was doing that for a while. But I really wanted like higher ticket clients, because I kept on hearing everyone say, oh yeah, Facebook ads, like $1,000 here, 1,500. And I thought, why am I not getting any of this essentially? But what happened there is that I started to type on YouTube, sort of like Facebook advertisement, and I stumbled across a video where Jordan got results, one of those like restaurant ones, where you got massive results. And I thought, there's a lot of people out there that talk about, you know, oh, Facebook ads, I have an agency, but someone who actually proves it with like results. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to start following this guy, like writing down notes and stuff. So what happened there is essentially we had our calls, like he taught me how to essentially sell to a higher ticket client, essentially, like through meetings, and then most importantly how to actually get them results, which I'm massively thankful for. And right now I've got like 3 Instagram clients, I've got 2 Facebook ad clients, and literally going to be signing one later this week. So like honestly, like Jordan, I have to say thanks a lot for that, because you did basically take me from like low ticket to start getting some high ticket clients, which is awesome.
Mate, it's all good. Well,
Appreciate
it's music to my ears. I mean, when we had our first call, actually, it was really refreshing because and by no stretch of imagination is this a bad thing, but normally the kind of people that the win those giveaways, the people to speak to are people who just starting, and they're people that just don't really know what direction they want to go, and they don't know anything about cold calling, which is absolutely fine because I can do that stuff. I teach people that from the ground up all the time. But what was really refreshing with you is I was like, okay, so now we've got some guy who's already doing this. So he's already doing this, but in a completely different way to what I was doing. So you were signing up clients, so like Instagram management clients on Upwork and freelancing websites, which was completely different to what I was doing when I first started, which was obviously signing up local businesses, restaurants and gyms and whatever. So I thought, right, okay, so here's a bit of a challenge on its own. This is something that I haven't done before myself. So I thought, so how are we going to take this guy from someone who's basically selling his service on freelance websites, and how can we adapt the strategy that I use to sign up clients and make it suitable for that kind of growth strategy, for getting clients through Upwork. So that's what we did. Obviously, we went through where you were and how you wanted to take the business. And I think earlier on we decided that the main problem initially was getting the meeting strategy right, was having a meeting strategy where you valued yourself enough and you didn't just take the figure that the client was offering you, and you could upsell them on a high ticket service like Facebook ad and demand £1,500, for instance. So how did you find that learning curve? What did you find was the main differences between what I taught you on the Facebook ad strategy, as in actually signing up Facebook ad clients, to what you were doing at the time of signing like low ticket management clients? How did you find, or what the main differences between the strategies you were using and what I taught you?
You know what, Jordan? Honestly, it was taking my time with it, because one thing I would kind of do when I would be signing these, because I used to get the management clients and things like that, I would stick to a certain script, but I would almost like rush it to the close. Does that make sense? Where I'll be like, all right, let me just try and get them on board, basically. But one thing I kind of took was the meeting strategy, where you went through the discovery stage and you go into the presentation, then you go into close. And one thing I found is that a lot of businesses, they took me more serious. They took me more serious when I was doing the whole discovery, when I was asking all the questions, and obviously that's in Jordan's book basically now. So if anyone else wants to see it, it's there. But it was that meeting script, the discovery, they took me more serious. Then I would present, and I would always, the difference is I used to basically go to the business and then just jump straight on a call. Now before that, I almost pre-qualify. So I make sure they give me certain bits of information in the sense of business name, social links. I'll just be saying to them monthly revenue, average lifetime value of customer, all this sort of pre-qualifying questions before I actually got on the call. So when I got on the call, therefore, right, we're talking to someone here who's serious, who actually can elevate our business. So to put it in a nutshell, it's more taking my time with it and making the business on a new that I cared about their success.
I think
that was the difference.
I think that was one of the biggest things that I took away from what you weren't doing initially. And for those of you guys who are watching this video thinking, what the hell is a discovery stage? It is the first stage of my 3 or 4 part meeting strategy, which I use for absolutely all of my clients. Now, what the discovery stage is essentially a period of time where you sit there and you just ask the business owner questions. You find out about what it is they do, what days they're busy on, what days they're not so busy on, what sells well, what doesn't sell well. And what you're trying to do here is you're trying to get as much as fuel as you can possibly get that you can use later on in that meeting. And you also building trust with that business owner. So you're showing that you genuinely care about the issues that they're facing as a business. And you're just showing genuine interest. And that, people take that for granted. People skip that and move straight into presenting. And this is what I can do for you. And this is how much money I can make you. And this is how much it's going to cost you. And completely skip out that whole aspect of building trust and actually just connecting with someone and having a genuine conversation with them. And finding out exactly what it is they need. Because you can't just walk into a doctor's and say, I'm feeling ill, and they say, take these pills, this is what you need, this is going to make you feel better. You have to diagnose that business, and you have to really understand what it is that they need from you. And so when you do then move on to present them with services, with an option, they're going to trust you, and they're going to take that out. They're going to snatch that out of your hands, and you're just going to build so much more buy-in from them. And I think that's probably, well, without a doubt, it's what would have had the most impact when you then went for those high-ticket Facebook ad clients. Did you find that it was quite a scary thing to do, was to kind of move up from that £600 a month price bracket to quoting over 1,000?
You know what it was, Jordan? Initially, yes, when I was doing the whole steps of let me just go straight into a meeting, because how our work works is you send a proposal in, if they respond, if they like it, then you try and jump on a call. But one thing that I kind of did a little tweak is I would almost try and get them on a preliminary call, or get them on a really short one to just qualify them, essentially say how much, and it builds initial rapport. So from there I'm able to really say, okay, now I can charge them, because initially it was quite tricky. I had some failed meetings, don't get me wrong. I'm not someone who literally went like that, boom, all the way with the clients. I've had some messed up meetings, trust me. I'll give you a great example. I literally had sat there with an actual business owner. It was on Skype, and they caught me off guard where I kept on just saying their lifetime value wrong, because I had a meeting before, and they literally, you could tell in their voice they didn't take me serious after that, and they just went, yeah, we'll send us over a proposal, and we'll get back to you. And if anyone who's had meetings, you know, if you don't really close on a call, very unlikely you get them afterwards. So I would just say, like, it did help a lot having that structure, because it just made things much more easier. And then I felt confident. One thing I would say, just a last little point on the meeting, is be confident on your price as well, because I think what Jordan helped me is to say, you know what, if we do get these clients, we're making them money. We're not just managing their pages, we're making them money. So we should embrace that, essentially.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's so important. And actually, one of the students in the course recently asked that question. They said, "What do you do when you present your price to someone? What do you say after that? So do you just sit there in silence, or do you say, or do you justify the price? Do you explain the lifetime value of the customer?" And someone else in the course commented down below, and it was brilliant. And it was a quote I haven't heard in a long time, or a saying I haven't heard in a long time. And they said, "There's a saying in sales that the first person to talk after you quote a price loses." So if I'm presenting my price to you, I'm telling you, look, my service charge is £1,500, and then I talk 2 minutes later, 2 seconds later, I'm justifying that price, I've already lost, because I'm justifying the price, and it shows I'm not confident in my price. Whereas if I sat there and I let you, Gino, I let you speak first, I let you sit there and you dwell on it, and I'm absolutely confident, I'm sat there, I've said my price, that's what it is, and you speak first, you ask me questions, then I've won, because I've got you hooked at that point, okay? But the minute you start justifying your price is when you lose all of the trust that you've built within that meeting, because they're going to then think, well, hang on a second, he's not as confident as he's been saying he is, because he's crumbled on that final hurdle. And if you've done everything right, you've followed the structure, you should never crumble at that final hurdle. I mean, the close should be, in theory, so much easier, and that's why in my meeting strategy covered in the book and in my course and everything that I teach on my YouTube, my meeting strategy, my actual closing strategy is only asking 3 simple questions. And I'm happy to give it to all of you guys now. It's no hidden fact of what I do here. So when I'm closing a client, all I need to do is ask 3 questions, because I've built up all of the trust at this point already. I simply ask them, do you think that I understand the problems you're facing as a business? And do you think I have the skills to help overcome the problems you're facing? And are you ready to move on to the next steps? So all you need to do is establish those 3 things. You need to establish that the client, or the potential client, thinks that you have listened throughout that meeting. They think that you understand the problems that they are facing. You then want them to confirm to you that they think you are capable of solving those problems. So you've gone through the discovery stage. That's your first yes. That's how you're getting a yes on that first question. You're then presenting and you're wowing them. You're showing them what you are capable of, and then they're going to answer yes on that second question. And then finally, if you've done those first two things right, you're going to get a yes on the final one. That's then moving on to the third step, and you're then going to present your price. Once you quote your price, don't say anything else. Let them speak first. Do not justify yourself. Stand absolutely firm. So yeah, that's in a nutshell what asking a close. There is a little bit more to it, but those are you only have to ask 3 questions. If you're doing everything right, then it's going to be a dead set for them. I think, Gino, before we round this video up, I think what would be really useful is if people are interested in looking into the freelance website route, if they want to look into starting up an Upwork account, signing up clients online like you have, what would you recommend to them? How would you recommend? Can you give some tips on creating a good Upwork profile? What have you found have been the best things to do when starting?
Okay, definitely. So I've got a few tips, so I'm going to boil it down to a very simple one. So when you sign up to something like Upwork, the first thing you want to be doing is getting reviews. Essentially, you want to be stacking up your reviews. You want those 5-star reviews, because every time someone literally goes on your profile, one of the first things they look at is, this guy credible? Can I trust him? And reviews do that for you. It's almost like case studies in a way, how like you go to a local business, you show them, I've got results already. Those reviews are like gold. So the first advice is, when you start off in something like Upwork, you want to actually do lower ticket jobs, something where you can do quite easily, but they're just giving you reviews, and you do your best for them. You try your hardest to get the results that they want, so they can drop those reviews. So the second thing I would literally say is, particularly for Facebook advertisement, you will find on Upwork that not many businesses do sort of give you a lot of information. So one of the advice I would give is literally use like a software like Calendly or Acuity Scheduler. Jump on a short call, jump on something like a 10-15 minute call, because this is the problem I had. I would jump on calls and then start from there, and I had nothing on their business, nothing. It's different when you're working with a local business. You can research them much more, whereas on Upwork sometimes you can't do that because they haven't given you the information yet. So I like to jump on a 10-minute call just to build a rapport, get some information. Then I have a second call, and that's where I do the discovery, the presentation, and the close. So if I had to say 2 tips, it would be that get reviews at first, because things are much easier when you have positive reviews. And the second thing is, when you actually do apply to these jobs, literally just have a pre-meeting, like pre-qualifying, then have the real one. And obviously, if you want to find out more, I am sort of starting my own sort of channel, and it's going to be a lot towards sort of getting those Facebook ad clients, and even getting those Instagram growth clients, but all through Upwork, because that's my area, shall we say. That's what I sort of get all my clients. That's where I work. And obviously some people are a bit afraid of cold calling, some people are a bit afraid of like cold emailing or different things. It's just a different lead generation tool. That's all it is. It's just something you can get a different variety of clients. It's another lead gen tool, essentially. So nice. If you want that, sign up to subscribe if you want to learn more about how you can get clients on Upwork.
Definitely, guys. I'll put a link down to Gino's channel in the description of this video, so make sure at the end of this you do go over to his channel, subscribe, share some love on his videos. I'm sure he's going to be posting loads of really great content, and I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I hope you got loads of value from this. I wanted to get Gino on just to show that there are many different client acquisition techniques out there. There are so many different areas, and whilst those of you guys who watch this, you know I'm a huge advocate of cold calling. I'm not going to say, look, this is the only way of getting clients. There are so many different ways out there, and I want to cater to all of you guys. I completely understand that many of you don't enjoy cold calling, and many of you don't want to do door-to-door, and you don't want to reach out to local businesses, and this is a very viable way for you to get clients as well. So I wanted to cover this angle for you today, guys, because Gino's killing it. He's going to continue to kill it, and I'm excited to continue watching him grow. It's been a pleasure working with Gino, and we'll of course going to stay in contact throughout that. And if any of you guys do want the opportunity to win a package like Gino won when we had like 4 consultation calls over the course of a month and loads of mentoring, then I have actually launched a competition on my previous video, so go check that out, and you can just drop a comment down below for your goals for 2019, and I'll be announcing like 1 in every 100 winners to win that. But I hope you got loads of value from this video, guys. Please do share it with somebody else who will enjoy it as well, and yeah, we'll be back again next week. Say goodbye, Gino.
All right, take care,
Cheers,
guys.